Gentlemen, I think it's time for scores for Blade
finally.
Trinity. I think it's time for scores.
So.
I know. Micah, do you have a score for Blade Trinity?
Well, I started this podcast thinking, yeah, that movie was all right. You know, it was. I said some. I'll admit, I said it was pretty good. I said it was. I was overly positive, as you said. I remember. But after this discussion, I realized that I was thinking of it as an action movie and not as a Blade movie. As an action movie, I probably would have given it, because I was saying it was kind of close to Blade 2 as an action movie.
Which really shocked me.
Yeah, and I would say as an action movie, it'd be like a 7.2, something like that, because it was all right. It was all right.
Yeah.
I'd watch that again as an action movie. But as a Blade movie, it does a disservice to all of the characters. Nobody's really... We have 2 movies before it with tons of characters, and it doesn't build on those at all. It cuts the one character that we loved, Whistler, and just replaces him with a younger one. Sorry, I got old on you. And then turns him into a girl and young. And it's like, what? Why? So, as a Blade movie, I'd say it's bland, it's uninspired, it's not creative, it's not cool, except for a few scenes at the beginning, and then maybe 1 or 2 shots at the end. And that's what the first Blade movie did, but this is way worse. So, is it better than Hulk? Is it worse than Hulk? That's my thing right now. Is it better than Daredevil? I think so. I think it's better than Daredevil. By how much? I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 5.2. 5.2. I'm going with 5.2. Not as good as Hulk. I think Hulk had some points to it.
Wow. I'll accept that, Micah. Wow.
I will not.
This was kind of bland.
Just kidding.
This was a bit more bland than Hulk. Hulk had that cinematography that made it stand out. This movie is forgettable.
Yep.
I will remember Hulk's cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Hulk's desert scenes. I think those were cool.
I will say this, as much as I hated Hulk, and it's my least favorite movie on here.
It is memorable.
I do remember that movie a lot more.
Will we remember Blade 3 over the other 2 Blade movies?
But
no.
That's a good point.
Yeah, sometimes being memorable isn't better than being forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hulk is memorable because that movie's terrible.
Yep.
In your guys' opinions.
Absolutely. Ethan, what do you give Blade Trinity? What's your score for this?
Yeah,
movie?
just justify my score. What I'm about to give it is, this is the worst Blade film. This is very disappointing. Oh, yeah. You have Dracula heading up this film. You have Wesley Snipes' Blade heading up this film. This should be a hit. This should be a great action movie. And really, doesn't deliver action. All the action scenes are stale. And nothing pulled me into this movie. I was not captivated with the first 2 Blade films. I'm pulled in within the first 20 minutes. I want to be in this world. I'm invested in this world. Nothing got me invested in this world. I don't care about the characters. We see Whistler gets killed off in the first hour, and it has no weight. And he's just replaced by his daughter, who Blade immediately starts calling her Whistler, which really annoyed me. So, yeah, this movie, I say it's under the other 2 Blade films. But let's go down the list. It's definitely better than Howard the Duck. It's definitely better than Daredevil. And it's better than Hulk. And to Ben's dismay, this is definitely better than the terrible Punisher film. And I will attack Ben for that one. So this one I gotta put at a 5.6.
5.6. That's exactly what I thought of Hulk.
Micah, what did you give this film?
I gave it a 5.2.
A 5.2. Very interesting, gentlemen. Very interesting. So we got a 5.6 and a 5.2.
Oh, and real quick, to go along with Ethan's point there, I think it did captivate me in the first 20 minutes, but it threw it all away. Threw it all away. You guys feel that?
Well, I was never really captivated at any point in this film, and I think that
I thought up until that interrogation scene.
I don't know, for me, no, absolutely not. And that is the biggest flaw of this movie Forget the horrible Dracula. Forget the over-reliance on the two Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel. Forget Blade not being in it as much as he should be, or even looking cool at all. Forget the messy soundtrack. Forget the messy plot. It's just boring. It's just boring. Over all of it's called Blade Trinity because of Blade, Jessica Biel, and Ryan Reynolds. Those three. Those three are the cores. That's why it's called Blade Trinity. At least that's what I think. But let me tell you something, guys. This is not a good movie. It doesn't do anything. I'm shocked by how little I remember this. I want to check back with you guys in 4 days, see how much you guys remember of this. Maybe a little bit more because we talked about it. But for me, this movie does nothing special, and it tarnishes the reputation of the first two, and I think it sets a precedent for the third film in a trilogy of early Marvel films that really drops the ball on the last film. So for me, Blade Trinity gets a 4.5, and I would say we're all pretty similar on this movie. I'm glad we made you realize, Micah, how kind of mid this movie really is, and I'm glad we brought you down to our level. But 4.5, 5.6, and 5.2, where does that average us out, Micah?
That gives us to a solid 5.1.
5.1, and where does that put us overall?
Not as good as Punisher. Good.
Ben's 8 brought Punisher up pretty high.
It's better.
Good.
Than Hulk, 2003.
So where does that place it on the ranking?
It is in 8th place.
It is in 8th place overall?
Yes.
8th place. How many movies have we watched so far?
11.
11.
Okay, so this movie's pretty low on the totem pole.
Ooh, and that brings our Blade Trilogy score. I have our Blade Trilogy score.
Because we are also going to be ranking trilogies. Starting here.
Because there are a lot of trilogies, and there's the Spider-Man trilogy, there's Iron Man trilogy,
2 X-Men trilogies,
2 X-Men trilogies,
2 Spider-Man trilogies,
there's a second Spider-Man trilogy,
yeah.
There's Fantastic Four trilogy, if you want to call it that.
No, definitely not.
It's 3 movies that are Fantastic Four.
They're not fantastic, let me tell you that. Well,
that'd be cool to throw on our trilogy list.
I shouldn't say that. No, you can't really count that as a trilogy.
It'll hold up the rear.
Well, yeah, we'll see. X-Men might. Well, no, Blade might have. We will see.
There's a Captain America trilogy, right? Winter Soldier, Civil War.
Captain America is going to be. It might be the top one.
Ooh, we'll see. We'll see if Raimi trilogy will top it. But anyway. Our Blade trilogy. Blade 1 got a 6.9.
Yep.
Blade 2 got a 7.3.
Nice.
And then Blade 3, Blade Trilogy, Trinity, got a 5.1, giving our average to 6.4.
6.4 overall for the Blade Trilogy. I'm not going to lie, I like that score.
And right now, our other trilogy that we're working on, Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't do X-Men trilogy in here yet either, but our Raimi trilogy is averaging an 8.2 right now.
Yeah, it's killing it.
I think Spider-Man. And I like Spider-Man 3, so...
I kind of like Spider-Man 3 too, I'm not going to lie.
I think Spider-Man trilogy will stay up top for a little bit.
Yeah, it will.
Until we start getting into the MCU trilogies.
Thanks for watching, guys. And please let us know what you thought of the film down below in the comments. If you like that review, we've got a ton more just like it on the channel, so go check those out. As we said, we're going to be reviewing and ranking every single Marvel film that was ever put to the big screen, and we do that every week on our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Multiverse Monologues. Go check that out if you'd like our full thoughts, as these clips are just a portion of some of the excellent discussions we have about these films. Link is in the description down below. Follow the Instagram Multiverse Monologues, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.